Basic appraisal procedures, page 64. Just as the actions of a typical buyer are important in sales comparison, the cost approach is mindful of them as well. Remember, a typical buyer acts in his or her own best interest and would rationally and readily accept a less expensive substitute. Assuming no delay, the typical buyer would pick the less expensive substitute. Keep in mind that implicit in the definition of the word substitute is the fact that the structures are more or less comparable in quality, features, and utility. Comparisons are easier with new construction because the buyer can easily find the cost of erecting a similar building. Substitutions are also easier in areas where new construction is taking place because there are typically more parcels of land available in a new subdivision than in established neighborhoods. Let's look back at two terms covered at the beginning of this chapter: cost and value. Cost is a fact or estimate of fact. Value is always an opinion. In the context of those terms, to a certain degree, the cost approach is the most objective of the three appraisal methods. When the appraiser is developing the cost of building a structure from factual data, the estimate is objective. That estimate of cost becomes a value opinion when depreciation is estimated by the appraiser and/or an opinion of vacant land value is added. Both the land value and the depreciation are developed using techniques that require the appraiser's judgment and experience and are opinions. Replacement versus reproduction. As part of the appraiser's scope of work decision, the appraiser determines whether the cost estimate is to be based on replacing or reproducing the improvements. We'll visit these again later, but for now, know there is a significant difference. Replacement of a structure is building the functional equivalent of the original building using modern materials, design, and functional layout. Reproduction of a structure is building an exact replica of the original building, duplicating the materials, design, functional layout, workmanship, inadequacies, superadequacies, etc. In most residential appraisal assignments, cost estimates are usually done for replacing a building with one that's of similar size and function. Most of the time, a similar building is less expensive alternative. Reproduction costs are typically used as an example for historical buildings where it is important for a new structure to have the exact look, materials, and feel as the original. Extra note: index is multiply.